to the people, and it didn't do things quite the way the government wanted. It is no mistake that Art May reigns over the university when this particular, the most conservative government we've ever had in this province, reigns over this province. It is no accident.
So I was not consulted. The staff at the Division of Extension were not consulted. The people that we work with were not consulted. They didn't consult with fishermen or women's groups in rural Newfoundland. They didn't consult with development associations or cooperatives. Learners in our programs were not consulted. The artist community was not consulted. Native groups that we work with, illiteracy groups that we work with, none of these people were consulted. So I don't know who was consulted in terms of this decision. Dr. May said that the university would retain a presence in rural Newfoundland. And he referred to the regional officers and the courses that are going on in Burin, Labrador City, or wherever. Well, these are administrative offices. They carry out, they organize courses, they organize exams, and they do all the administrivia related to that kind of work. And it's a legitimate function, I'm not denying that. But it's not the work that we do. It is not outreach. It is not community development work. To say that they can do our work is almost the same as saying in here that sociologists can teach chemistry or historians can teach physics. A line you hear from a lot of people who like to get rid of extension, that we were relevant 20 or 30 years ago, but things have changed and we're not needed anymore. Well, that suggests to me that it's 20 or 30 years since Dr. Warren's been out in rural Newfoundland, because there is a great need out there. The need is much more than it was before. The society, the problems out there are much more complex. It's not just a simple matter of organizing groups. There are very fundamental issues: family violence, drugs, unemployment, the impact of chronic unemployment, issues of policy in the fishery, resource management. There's all kinds of issues out there. Dr. Warren suggested, to laughter, I was glad to hear, that we could be replaced by the community college system. Well, the community college system has also been cut back in the financial cutbacks. They don't have the skills or the resources to do the kind of community development work that we do. They have never demonstrated either the ability, the interest, or the resources to do this kind of work. They're focused on job creation, job skill development, and that's their function. Another agency that was suggested that could replace us, that's replacing a lot of things, is the Enterprise Newfoundland and Labrador. Again, they have a legitimate function. Their function is to carry out government programs of economic development. These are top-down programs designed in government to be delivered to the communities. It's not the approach to community development that we use, which is to work in the community, to build from community needs, in many cases to help people find their own solutions to the problems. It's a totally different issue altogether. I'm not denying that the services of Enterprise Newfoundland and Labrador are not needed out there. Of course they are. But it's not the same kind of work that we do. And further to that, because of the kind of work that we do, it needs to be arm's length from government, because we're dealing with people expressing their needs and trying to solve their own problems. It's important that you be arm's length from government to do that kind of work. Dr. Warren's final group that we're going to replace us are the development associations. And I'm sure that came to them as a very great surprise. because they've been demanding our services. They're saying, and I just came from another interview, and the executive director of the Rural Development Council was also on the same interview with me, and this is what he was saying, that it's a great withdrawal of services from rural Newfoundland. It's going to cause them great difficulty to do their job without us.
There is money out there. The issue is not money in any deep and profound sense. The issue is a question of, is really how do we define our universities? And my position is what is happening here is that universities, which have never been as much of the community as they ever should have been in the past, are being lost to the community. They're being privatized. The resources are being turned over to a small, extremely powerful political and economic elite, and this is happening without any consultation with the people who work in universities, without any consultation with the students, and without any consultation with the communities that pay and support those institutions. And I think that that is profoundly wrong. Extension is a symptom of that, and it is long past time we had a public inquiry into universities, and we publicly defined what we want universities to mean in this society.
In the work I do, I travel extensively, and whether it's in Chile, it's in the Caribbean, it's in Nicaragua, or it's in rural Newfoundland, Extension is recognized for the unique work they do on community development and the visionary approach they have to that type of work. The educational materials that they produce are not just used here locally, they're used internationally in countries around the world. I sat the other day and I listened to Dr. May talk about the decisions that had to be made about this university. The budgetary decisions were made in order to maintain MUN's reputation and stature across the country. I would argue that by cutting MUN Extension, he is severely damaging the reputation of this institution. He's giving a very clear message to the people, not only locally, nationally, but internationally as well. And I think that message is that the only people worth educating are those who can come and they can sit in the confines of the physical structure here in St. John's. The rest of the people don't matter. And the only type of education that's important to people is that can be given through courses, in a classroom, through professors on an academic level. The rest of it doesn't count.
The artists of this province have been helped by Extension. They have come to Extension. Their contact with the university is through Extension. There are hundreds of people who know Memorial University because they have done something with Extension. It's their university. They've never ever signed up for an official course. They have no credits. They have no degrees, but they've always felt the Memorial is there for them and have expected it to be there. And again, this is what's different. Today, Memorial University of Newfoundland is a different university than it was. And it will never be the same unless Extension is back where it belongs, and Extension is back doing the work it has been doing, and there is so much more to be done.
Well, yesterday when I watched this thing on the 6:30 News on TV, I felt deep shock and sadness at what was going on there, and anger to think that this could happen this time in the life of this province. I think that rural Newfoundland at present is probably the deepest crisis it's ever been in. And the government seems to be saying that they're trying to do something about it, and then somebody goes ahead and acts as the greatest tool that they've ever had to help rural Newfoundland help itself. I just think it's particularly outrageous.
My name is Otto Golding. I'm Western Director with the Newfoundland and Labrador Rural Development Council. And I've called in to express my concern about the cutbacks with the Extension Service at Memorial. Development associations and Memorial University, I guess they started together. And it's unfortunate now at a time when development associations are coming into their own, and community development is coming into its own as a force to resolve some of the issues in Newfoundland, that they've seen fit to cut the Extension services. I think that's regrettable. The service that would provide, I don't think the people at the top in the university really understand the community service that's provided by Extension. I suspect that they're focused in St. John's. Regrettably, Memorial is now becoming the University of St. John's, and I think that is unfortunate. And I think it's definitely another look should be taken at this.
Thank you, Otto.
Well, we have found over the years that Memorial Extension Services has been an invaluable service in our community, as I have noticed in most of rural Newfoundland. And we would be very sorry if it was discontinued.
Okay.
We went to Extension, and we asked Extension Arts, and we asked them for help. And so they let us rehearse at Bond Street. They let us use we rented the theater from them. All the theater scene in St. John's and across this province is lauded across the country. But the amount of assistance and help that we have received over the years from the visual and performing arts section at Extension is so huge. We wouldn't be, there's a show on at the hall now, Naked Bungalow, they rehearsed at Extension. There's, Rick Mercer is doing a show in Toronto, which is a big hit. He rehearsed at Extension, he started to work at Extension. You know, I mean, Corey and Wade, where he came out of, rehearsed there. Every single bloody show that's ever gotten any kind of attention in Newfoundland has come through with the help of Extension Arts. And so now Art May is saying that the university has no further interest in the community, but we're the community and we have a further interest in the university. Thank you.
But they're getting further and further away from the truth of whatever reality is going on, and like stuff like Extension Services, which is a tremendous success story, and in the annals of any university or any community development, it's appreciated in a heart and gut and money level in the rural communities of Newfoundland. I've met so many great people who work with Extension who helped people out of so many, you know, dark holes economically and socially, and turned their communities around and gave them the resources to help themselves. And there would be no arts community here in town without Extension Services. Every show that was ever done in Newfoundland was rehearsed or written at Extension Services. Every single show. Every artist, Codco included, and Codco and everyone else, name any show, and it went through Extension Services. Name any visual artist, from Christopher Pratt up to, you know, Jerry Spires and everyone else, that all went through Extension Services. Everything that's ever happened went through Extension Services. It has produced more for the dollar than anything I know on earth. It has turned over more. And of course, it's a success that makes, you know, government nervous. So they cancel it, right? And, you know, their decisions are totally ill-informed. And $1.3 million budget? And they're going to give $44 million to the Economic Recovery Commission, so they can go and have chocolate eclairs and 3 cups of coffee down, you know, and discuss what might be good to make someone rich. So a few poor people can get a decent, you know, can get the minimum. You know, give me a break.
I think we have to realize this is going to be a long-term struggle. It's not going to be one single demonstration. This has to be a massive people's movement right across the province. We must not isolate ourselves in one particular issue. We must deal with the problem in its entirety. And we must join together and join forces, because that's the only way we're going to regain control of the government.
Great.
Sacred cow. My job in the library.
Boy, this is a really complicated way to get to the car.
Oh my God, there's Dr. May now. But unfortunately,
of course, Dr. May is too busy keeping the lawns trimmed to be able to speak to us at this time. Is here. Busily mowing the lawns and painting the university.
and you don't talk about stuff like that, right? They don't express their concerns, what they do on themselves. They always put their burden on somebody else's shoulder, right?
Do you think there's it's possible to have the development of the forest and at the same time to take good care of the environment?
Yes, sir. Yes, that last caller was he's a sawmill operator. I understand. If I recognize the voice, he has done a lot of stuff that he shouldn't have done, and there's a lot of stuff that he's done is all right. I know, but there's a lot of stuff he's done that he shouldn't have done.
Okay, sir. I'll see if anybody on the panel wants to respond to that. And thanks very much for your call.
I'd like to talk to Mr. Tuck, please.
Yes, go ahead, sir.
Mr. Tuck.
Yes, go ahead, sir.
Mr. Tuck.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I appreciate your program,
Thank you.
and I appreciate the people that the things that you've been talking about. But I didn't appreciate that last call there I recognise he's a sawmill operator, and some of the things that he has done, he could have done them better, you know. Like leaving timber in the roots and criticising this one and that one. I mean, he have caused more problems than he have done good.
Okay,
right?
sir. I'm going to have to ask you to maybe take up that issue with the particular individual. I don't know that it's we want to get into talking about a particular individual in this program. So thanks very much for your call.
I'm not talking about no particular.
All right. Anybody want to respond to that?
Well, basically, I don't want to respond to in regards to a particular individual or anything like that. I can see, though, some frustrations from the people of Canterbury North and South, not in regards with that operator, it's the same. But anybody would know, too, that if you look at the forest situation here, that a massive job got to be done. I'd just like to say one thing before we answer that call, and that is we've wasted practically millions of dollars into short-term kind of a thing. And if we'd have put that into silviculture, at least 30 years from now, we would have had a magnificent forest.
Okay. Hello?
Yes, sir. What do you put it there?
Well, Pardon me? No, I cut it off because as I said, I don't want to get into a public a discussion of a particular individual in a public forum like this one.
I don't know if you know what you're talking about. He was only there just to ask something, and you couldn't answer the question he was asking.
Do you have a particular comment that you want to make other than these guys?
He was there to just ask you a question. You couldn't answer. You can't answer no or what?
No, can't answer this one.
No, I figured that.
Mike, some people have been talking about some of the things that they would like to see in Gander Bay. Could you maybe talk about some of the resources that could be made available, such as from the community college? I mean, we talked a little bit about literacy before. Are there other things that the community colleges can help communities with?
Yes, Roger. As a community college, of course, we would like to have a greater influence in the Gander Bay area, especially when it comes to the delivery of literacy and basic education. But our programming goes much further than that. I mean, we have full-time and part-time programs, and as a training institute, we should and can offer a course in particularly any program or any need for a course that might be identified in the area. Now, from a few of the comments, few of the callers that have come in, and one of the things that have been identified as perhaps an important resource in the Gander Bay area has been in the area like in forestry work, particularly as it related to silviculture. Our college has been involved in the delivery of silviculture programs, and of course if there's anything that we can do to assist development associations, community groups or whatever in that area, we'll be glad to assist. I understand there's another caller? Oh, sorry.
Okay, and we've also mentioned, the Development Association is one of the many organizations that can help in this area. The local services districts are some of the other organizations. Would you like to speak about how such organizations can help, develop things in the future? Sure.
Well, Roger, I'm not sure. I guess we could if we could get the funds to do so. But right now our hands are tied. Tell you the truth.
Frank, would you like to get into that one?
Well, speaking on behalf of the local service district, we have 4 services in our mandate that we can provide to our residents out there. Garbage collection, street lighting, water and sewer, and fire protection. Now, we have 2 of those in place. When it comes to water and sewer, you're talking about water and sewer for Gander Bay North, you're getting up in the $5–6 million bracket. And as I mentioned earlier on the other panel, as a local service district, we just don't qualify. We have to be a community or town council. And we have surveyed our communities 2 or 3 times, and we just don't get the majority of votes to go for it. And until we do, there's nothing else we can do. As a group of people, to get the things we want, we got to all be of the same mind, or 80% of us, and then we'll go forward.
Okay, we're running out of time here. As you know, we started a bit late, so we're going to try and cut this panel a little short. If there are any people out there that want to call, you have a few more minutes to phone in. I'll ask for closing remarks from the panelists, or ask if they have any closing remarks, and I'll start on the other side on the same.
Well, I'd just like to say that I'll be there to help anybody with any needs that they got, and if I don't know the answers, I shall point them in the right direction, hopefully. And I just offer that support as a development coordinator, and if there's anybody got any topics or issues they want to discuss, then just give me a call at the office.
Well, I might add, in addition to managing both buildings I mentioned earlier, I'm also the housing director for the Native Band Council, and as a result, I'm responsible to deliver 3 programs, housing programs that is of particular interest to the individuals or families in Gander Bay, and anyone who is interested in either one of the 3 programs, which is the RAP program, which is a Rehabilitation Assistance Program, whereby a homeowner could qualify, depending on income, for up to $5,000 towards improvements to his or her home. Then there's the emergency repair program, which a person could qualify for a $1,500 grant from the government to upgrade their home. And then there's the Rural and Native Housing Program, whereby a homeowner could qualify for a loan from the government to build a new home. So anyone who's interested in any of the 3 programs which I mentioned can either contact me or Newfoundland and Labrador Housing, which has an office in Gander, and their numbers in the phone book.
Okay, I think we have another phone call. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
How are you?
Fine, sir.
Good.
Great. I'm calling tonight and congratulating you on your program itself. It's been very, very interesting. I'd really like to speak to Mr. Blake on adult education. I think it's really needed here in Gander Bay. Well, I myself do need it. I will be contacting him in the future. And I also like to express my view on what the high school students have done tonight. I think they've done a marvelous job. And also to Eileen. And I like to say you guys were just great.
Thanks very much. Is there a particular question or item you want to address to Mr. Blake?
No, I will be contacting.
Okay.
I would also ask what we would like to see in the future.
Yes?
Okay, I don't know what the future holds for us, but what I would like to see is Gander Bay has improved a lot since I came here 13 years ago on education and recreation for the people around here. I'd like to see more recreation for the youth, especially the youth.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thanks very much for your call.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye. Mike, do you have any comments you'd like to make?
No, perhaps just in a way of response to the last person's call. This person is very much interested in upgrading for herself. I'm wondering also too, like if you know of others, to try and encourage them to come out as well, because sometimes there's comfort in numbers, and the more numbers that come out, the easier that a person feels about coming out, and we certainly encourage you to do that. Is there another caller there?
Yes, we're trying. Hello?
I'm a grade 11 student, and since I've been in school, I've had many of my schoolmates quit school because they think that they have a better chance of getting a job than educated people. Do you think that this is possible for a non-educated person to get a job first rather than an educated person?
Well, let's direct that question at Mr. Mackey first, and then maybe move around.
Okay, in trying to respond to your question, is it a better chance for a person who leaves school before completing grade 11, is there a better chance for that person in getting a job better than a person who has completed a high school or has gone on further training? Okay, I perhaps should not say no. Your chances may not be as good, but it's more likely that the employer out there, if two people are applying for the same job, and someone who has a high school completion and maybe has some further training, chances are that that person is going to get the job before a person who has completed a high school, which perhaps reinforces the need for a high school completion to better your chance for a job opportunity.
Okay.
All right, thanks for your call now.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Would anybody else like to respond to that question?
Just for a second, I think that question was probably lying a little deeper than some of us is realizing. You see, what that girl is talking about there is basically what's been happening over the last 15, 20 years because of a government policy saying that we've got to get our unemployment stats down, so we'll give them 10 weeks' work. If they were in school, they couldn't go to work, but if they came out of school, they could get a job at that time. But believe me, teenagers of Gander Bay North and South, that day is gone. You will not get a job in short-term work anymore. So I would advise you to stay in school, get your education, and we will employ you in the long term in the very near future, if we possibly can at all.
Okay, thanks very much. I think we have another caller. Hello? Yeah, I think your TV set is turned up. If you could turn it down, because we're getting feedback.
Okay, a little bit.
Okay.
I'd like to compliment you on a very good job that you're doing right now. And I think my mother is there on the panel, Shirley.
Yes?
This is Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're doing a very good job. Glad to see you up there.
Thank you.
And you're all great, Mom. I love you. And you're all doing a good job.
Thank
Right.
you.
And while you're on the phone now, maybe I could ask you the question I've been asking the other panelists. Like, what do you think is in the future for Gander Bay?
Well, I don't know to tell you the truth, but I hope that expands to, the rights, I guess, and then the education question everybody's been asking about. I got my grade 12, and I think everybody should get it because it helps out in the long run. It hasn't helped me yet, but I know it will come along soon.
Okay. All right. Thanks very much. Maybe somebody else is trying to call in. Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
So you have some fans.
It seems like that.
Is there anything you'd like to say as a final comment?
No, well, not really. As a member of the local service district, as a secretary, I'm sure with myself and Ruth that if there's anything we can do in the Gander Bay South area, we will be glad to do it with just a short phone call. Okay?
Okay.
Just to, probably we could take this call first if they want to talk to somebody before we do clue up. But probably while we're waiting, I'd like to put in a little bit of word of wisdom to the fire department here, because I'm wearing probably 2 coats tonight, and this particular one that I'm wearing, you'll see a little sign on it saying it's a local assistant to the fire commissioner's office. Is that a call before
Yes, we have a call.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Hello? Hello?
Yes.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
That's good.
Great.
Good day.
And do you have a question or a comment you'd like to make to anybody on the panel?
Yes.
Okay, well, we get all kinds.
Yeah, what I was saying was that I'd like to address the people of Gander Bay South. I'd like for you to get involved with the fire department in Gander Bay North. Is that a call?
Hello? Hello?
Yes, I'm calling concerning the summer grant fair for students. And so it's too many times that post-secondary students get the jobs before the grade 12. And I think that grade 12 should get the jobs before the post-secondary because the post-secondary students, they get a better chance to get the jobs than the grade 12 get new. And they already had a chance to get a job when they came in, you know, when they finished the grade 12, they got a job written on this grant. So I think grade 12 should go first, and if there's money left over from the grant, I think grade 1, you know, it should be left to the post-secondary students or whatever.
I agree with that that particular comment, sir, to the person who's calling. I agree with you. I think this summer coming, we will be strongly looking at that recommendation. I can assure you that.
Okay, anything further, caller?
No, it's just a great comment.
All right, thanks for your call.
Okay, thank you.
Dave, would you like to make any final comments?
Okay, final comments. You know, a development association is as good as the people it serves. That's basically it. It's as good as the people it serves. We cannot do anything without the people's help. And this is development to the nth degree what we're doing here tonight. And I'd like to thank everybody that was involved with the project, the Indian Band Council, the local service districts, Money Extension, the students. Thank you very much, and I'm quite sure that great things are going to be come out of this forum.
Okay, we have a caller. Hello?
I just want to make a comment. Well, I want to congratulate everybody on a job well done tonight. You just got sort of a weird phone call there and a very rude comment. I grew up in Gander Bay and constantly heard comments that Gander Bay is behind and it's not going anywhere and it'll never go anywhere. I just want to say that I think it's people like that that put our community where it is. And when someone like all of you there tonight try to do something to better it, and someone like that phones in, well, you know, it doesn't do much for our pride in our community, but we don't need people like that. But so you shouldn't let something like that discourage you. Just continue to do the good job that you're doing there. I just want to let that person know that that's the problem with our community, you know, because there's too many people around like that. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much. I think it was a very good comment. Frank, would you like to make any comment before we clue up this panel?
I'd just like to say that I'd like to thank the same people that Dave just thanked. I won't name them all out again, but all the people who got involved with this program tonight. And I'd like to say that I'm here, and as long as I got my health and strength, I'm working for Gander Bay. I've been at it for the last 15 years, and I hope I'll have 20 more, at least.
All right, folks, thanks very much for watching. And this concludes the last part of the last panel. And now we will be going to what a lot of people have been waiting for, which is the live entertainment. And we have a lot of people back there very eager to get up here and play and sing and dance and maybe stand on their heads. So stay tuned.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks to the panel.
Lovely. Where are you going now?
Kim Burns. Rhonda Blake. Brenda Castle. Anthony Evely.
Come on, you Newfoundlanders, and listen on to me. I'll tell you a story that happened on the sea. A sad heartache story I'm gonna tell to you. How brave young Edgar Benson at the age of 22. He leaves his home and loved ones to share the family joy. He loved the word of Jesus, he was a mother's boy. At 6 o'clock that evening, they anchored in the stream. All hands were drunk but Edgar on the deck of the Willow Green. Come, Edgar, cried the captain, you must drink your part. If you don't drink this liquor, let your life will soon depart. My life I'll give to you, sir, but drink I'll never take. I'll stand for my Lord Jesus, sir, and for my mother's sake. I have 2 loving sisters, but brothers I have none. I have a darling mother, sir, who's waiting for a son. I have an Ireland sweetheart whose name is Nellie Green. I promised I'd be true to her on the deck of the Willow Green. Come, Edgar, cried the captain, with mother's a sweetheart too. We drink, we smoke, we swear, lads, and we are men like you. You're not a man like me, sir, for drink I never will. For I am fit for heaven, sir, and you are fit for hell. Captain L, the wine glasses and begin to fail. These words have touched the captain's heart, by his eyes his heart must fill. The wine glass from the captain's hand filled down upon the deck. Can you raise his voice to heaven, saying, let this vessel sing. Young Edgar knelt down by him and raised his voice of love, saying, God forgive those Frenchmen and touch him with thy love. 32 young Frenchmen knelt that night and found forgiveness free. That night they slept in happiness while sailing o'er the sea. Now rum is a burning mystery, but many's the young man's joy. God, many's the mothers weeping pain for their own good dying boy. Come on, ye Newfoundlanders, never do that which is wrong, and you will join with Victor up around the Savior's throne. I need no mansion here below. Jesus said that I must go to my home beyond the sky, and I need with them. Oh, won't you come and move along? We will sing the sweetest song ever played. My mansion there is waiting me. It's for beauties I will see in that city where we never shall grow old. I need no mansion here below. Jesus says that I must go to my home beyond the sky, not near with them. Oh, won't you come and go along? We will sing the sweetest song ever played upon the harps in glory land. Oh, the thought to me is sweet, when my loved ones I shall meet at the ending of the journey here below. Seems I hear their voices when in the world that has no end. I won't worry when the time has come to go. I need no mansion here below. Jesus says that I must go to my home beyond the sky, and I'm made with hands. Oh, won't you come and go along? We will sing the sweetest song ever played upon the harps in glory land. That's it.